Alright, this is going to be a video of this 42-inch Westinghouse brand Apallo bullet ceiling fan that I got at my local Habitat Restore. And for those who don't know, I actually got it because I volunteer there, and pretty much what I do for them is refurbish ceiling fans that they receive by donation and make them more presentable, run better, and in turn sellable than how they previously came in. And without any further ado, I'm actually going to demonstrate the fan for all of you guys and begin with the light kit. As you can see, this is working, and I'm using three 35-watt GU10 halogen floodlight bulbs in there. And I'll turn that off. Now for the fan itself, starting out with the high speed. Now looking at the white piece of tape I put on one of the blade brackets for RPM estimation, I'd say that high speed is probably going to spin close to maybe 255 to 260. It is actually a pretty fast little fan. It also pushes a very good amount of air for its size. Definitely more than I was expecting. Next, for medium speed, and this is going to slow down to around 195, maybe 200 RPM, somewhere around there. And last but not least, the low speed, which I'll show with the fan and light on running simultaneously here. And this is going to go at about maybe 70 to 75 RPM, somewhere around that range. Now I'm going to turn the fan and light off. And talk about some general information on the fan. The previous owners were actually kind enough to include the original instructions with it, which is actually how I know the model is the Apallo bullet. I actually find that quite kind, definitely a nice thing to see. Also, I do not know the exact manufacturer of the fan, as when I tried to look up the UL file listing, which is E185585, no results turned up. I'm guessing it might be Chupang Industries, as I know that's who makes a lot of the current Westinghouse fans. However, there's really no way of confirming or denying that. And also, for those who are wondering, the reason it's called the Apallo bullet is because the fan actually includes a bullet-style halogen bulb, which uses GU10 halogens, like I was mentioning earlier. And, best for last here, I guess, I'm going to be talking about the fan's pros and cons, and what I would rank it out of 5 stars, beginning with the pros. The fan definitely is quite attractive in terms of looks. Definitely has a nice contemporary style with the light kit, the blades and motor housing. And surprisingly, it is actually fairly decent quality, as it uses a 153x13 motor, which is certainly above average for a 42-inch fan of today. Also, in terms of performance, the fan does seem to run fairly well. High speed definitely pushes a good amount of air, and overall it's a fairly stable fan. That being said, however, I guess performance is also a con at the same time, as medium and low especially tend to have an audible humming to them. That's because the fan is only dual capacitor instead of triple capacitor. So I guess, that being said, even though performance is good, at the same time it also lacks in certain areas. Also, the fan is pretty versatile because it has 4 reversible blades. The side which is facing down now is just the metallic silver. The other side, which I'll show here, is maple. As you can see, there's the maple side. I actually chose to install it with metallic silver because I just think maple looks a little bit too plain, and I think silver is just slightly more unique. Another thing is the metal parts on the fan are slightly flimsy. I would have definitely liked to have seen more solid blade brackets, as the ones that are currently on there are a little bit prone to bending, and definitely not the strongest things in the world. And although the motor is above average size, probably a 153 by 15 would have actually made the fan perform even better. I mean, I'm definitely not complaining for a fan of this age, but there certainly is room for improvement, like a triple capacitor and a slightly larger motor, in addition to stronger metal parts. One last thing, which is neither a pro or con, as it's kind of subjective, is I find the blades to be a little bit too skinny for the fan, and I would have liked to have seen them a little bit wider, as in my opinion, it just looks a little bit cheap. Again though, that being subjective, I guess that's neither a pro or a con, as it really depends on who you ask. Overall, I'd probably have to give the fan 3.5 out of 5 stars. Certainly pretty decent for a 42-inch fan today, especially a Westinghouse, but there are better out there. So guys, thank you so much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed the video. And if any of you know the exact manufacturer, please let me know in the comment box down below. So, I hope you enjoyed.